Jake Smith, how special is it to be out here in the NG Stadium on night number 4 of the Tyrrell's Wines World Championship Campdraft?
It is the stage is set, Tim, as they say. The stage is set here this evening for this fourth round, and we've just seen this wonderful lineup of Hereford cattle. The lovely Hereford steers have just been walked over to the yards, and the Hereford cattle, or the cattle you're seeing once again this year at the Tyrrell's Wines World Championship Campdraft competition from Ellerston Pastoral Company up there in the Upper Hunter Valley, the Packer family with that wonderful lineup of cattle here for the competition once again this year. And just while our competitors warm up, it gives me great pleasure to welcome into the NG Main Arena the voice of campdrafting here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show, Mr. Jim Callanan. Good evening, Jim.
Good evening, Jake. Good evening, Tim. And welcome to round 4. And we're starting to get a little bit towards the business end of things. And from here on in, everything is going to count.
Hey, Jimmy, there's a lot of people here that have seen campdrafting for a lot of years. So to those, I say just switch your ears off for a moment, because I think we might walk the girls and boys, the mums and dads out here that have never seen campdrafting before through what they're going to do. Should we do that?
Well, I think that's a great idea, Tim, and no better person than for you to do the job.
Well, what's going to happen is that each competitor is going to step in here into the yard, Jim. They get a score out of 26 for their work in the yard. There's going to be a mob of these beautiful Hereford cattle in here. They're going to cut one beast out from the back. They're going to bring it up here to the front, Jim, if that is correct, and they're going to work this beast to try and get the big points. It's about the footwork. It's about the connection with the horse and the beast and the rider. Am I right?
Well, yeah, and it's a good idea, Tim, not to stop there too long. You're better off trying to mesmerise the judges. They think you was there that quick. They might give you a couple more to go with it.
So you go left, you go right, you come here, you've got a beast in front of you. When you're ready, you call for the gate. The boys open the gate, they open the gate here, and you step out here into the NG Stadium. Now tonight, am I going left or right?
Are you going left or right, Tim?
Well, you tell me. A left course.
Well, it's a left-hand course.
All right, so now I've got my steer out here, and I'm going to follow one of the best in the business, Troy Palmer. You're going to bring that steer. You're going to come around this left lead, following that horse around. As you come around here, you're going to have to do a little crossover. Change the direction. Take him around on the right-hand lead. Now you've got your beast and your cow and your horse and your rider, trying to keep it all together. You're going to take him around this right peg. From here, Jimmy, it's where it gets really interesting, because I'm going to take a little journey across towards the members' stand. I've got my horse. I've got my steer from Ellerston Pastoral Company, the beautiful Hereford, and I'm going to try and get horse, steer and rider through the gates here. And if I can do that, I can get a score for the course of 4 points, a score for 70 for horsemanship, add that to the 26 for cutout, and I get a score out of 100.
Well, Tim, that was champagne campdrafting, that run. But you only get 40 seconds, you don't get a minute and a half.
Oh, well, the problem is I was talking, Jim, and I get paid per word. Now they get a score out of 100. It's Australia's own sport, born on the back of a horse, as our campdrafters were drovers taking cattle down the long paddock. For over 100 years ago, they decided to have a competition. Who was going to be the best? Today, there is some 25,000 competitors in the sport of campdrafting. They draft from the west coast to the east coast, from the northern tip of Australia in Northern Territory, right down to the deep south of Victoria and even across into Tasmania. It's a magnificent sport, a sport that takes skill, dedication, an amazing commitment of horse and rider. And we are in for an absolute treat here, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. You are seeing the best 15 competitors compete here tonight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, just before we do commence the fourth round of our Tyrrell's Wines World Championship Campdraft, if you could please be upstanding. Gentlemen, if you could please remove your hats. And I invite forward to the microphone to perform the anthem here this evening the lovely Miss Emma Irene. The arena's yours.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, and let us sing, advance Australia fair. Beneath the radiant Southern Cross, we'll toil with hearts and hands to make this commonwealth of ours renowned of all the lands. For those who've come across the seas, we've boundless plains to share. With courage let us all combine to advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
That's Emma Irene, folks. What a great rendition of the national anthem here this evening. Emma Irene. Well, the lights are on. It's always the best action of plenty here this evening. And it is time for the fourth round of the World Championship Campdraft, proudly brought to you by Tyrrell's Wines. Jim Callanan, good calling this evening. It's back down to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Jake. Well, round 4, things start to get serious from here on end. 3 rounds remaining of the World Championship Campdraft. And our very first competitor, David Andrews from Rookel in the Upper Hunter. And as Tim went through all the regulations and rules, etc., once again, many thanks to Ellerston Pastoral Company, to Mrs. Packer and Gretel, Scott Mitchell and all the team at Ellerston. And tonight we have the wonderful line of the Hereford Steers. The Pole Hereford Steers, and that great relationship between the RAS and Ellerston Pastoral Company, something that we hope never comes undone. Been doing it for many, many years, supplying the cattle for the World Championship Campdraft here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. So our judges, Michael Hayes and Brett Smi, they give him the nod. We're ready to move into action for round 4. And the World Championship Campdraft, kindly sponsored by Tyrrell's Wines, and we welcome you all at home watching by live stream. Sit back and enjoy and sip on your Tyrrells, because it's that time of the day. You can ride the lounge chair around your lounge room. So David Andrews with Merlin Conspiracy, right up the face of the camp they come. Goes back the other way. He's done the 2, the 3, and he gets a tricky one right at the last little bit. Steps back, blocks it up now. He steps out onto the dance floor here in the NG Stadium, and Merlin Conspiracy, and he's got a nice fine running steer as well. And this is Campdrafting. Look at Merlin Conspiracy right around on the beast shoulder. They come around now. They've got 2 points for the first peg. They do the changeover. Now he's going to try and tighten it up. Oh, yes, he does. He tightens it up nicely around the second peg. Now his wife, Christy, Tommy, Jack and Maeve, they're in the grandstand. They're starting to ride with him. Come on, kids. Come on, Christy. Let's ride with him. Can they do it? Can they do it? Merlin Conspiracy and David Andrews. Just a little shy, but give him a round of applause. He'll come up with 3 out of 4 for the course.
Oh, so close. He made it to the gate. He got there, millimetres between him and a great opening run. Hey, Dave Andrews, mate, welcome back, night number 4. Hey, you were looking great tonight.
Yeah, so close, but yet so far.
It can be a tough sport. There's millimetres in it. Getting that beast to turn, there's so much luck and skill all combined and thrown into the one bucket.
Yeah, definitely, Tim. Definitely. Unreal.
Cattle look unreal. Hey, NG Stadium, give a big round of applause for Dave Andrews as we go back to Jimmy Callanan for the score.
Okay, the score's through for now for Merlin Conspiracy and David Andrews of 19.5 for cutout, 57 for horsework, 3 out of 4 for the course, a total of 79.5 points. 79.5 points there for David Andrews and Merlin Conspiracy. We go now with Luke Bennett, now with Malungra's Moonbeam. Now around the first peg, and look, he says, I love this NG Stadium. And look at the beautiful Pole Hereford steers, compliments of Ellerston Pastoral Company. They get 2 out of 4 for the course. And look here, he just changes strides. Oh, nice change over there. Luke Bennett and Malungra's Moonbeam, and the highlights Moon could be on high beam. Now, can they do it? Sandy, Harper and Ella, ride with Luke now, ride with him. Come on, Malungra's Moonbeam, can they do it? Oh, Champagne, Campdrafting with a touch of Tyrrells.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, our first score. How about you give another round of applause, Luke Bennett?
Well, good steers, aren't they?
Mate, that was unbelievable. As you turn for home, you get the gate in your sight. Tell us, the girls and boys, what were you feeling?
Don't override it, be patient. Yeah, just make sure of it.
Well, he didn't override it. He was patient. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a big round of applause, Luke Bennett.
Okay, the score comes through now for Malungra's Moonbeam and Luke Bennett of 22.5 for cutout, 64.5 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, a total of 91 points. 91 points for Malungra's Moonbeam, ridden by Luke Bennett. Okay, so our next competitor, Rodney McKinnon from Upper Horton. His first year here drafting at the Sydney Royal, riding Beards IMAX. About to make his selection. And his cousin wants to come up and he said and be part of the show as well. We just can't get him to walk away at this stage. Might get it now. Comes around. Yes, blocks him up there. Nice block there too on the fence, and he calls for the gate. Now, Beards IMAX and Rodney McKinnon, they step out now onto the dance floor. Rodney McKinnon now, Beards IMAX on the road. They got a fast one. Oh, Campdrafting at its best. Look right around on the beach shoulder there now. And Beards IMAX and Rodney McKinnon. Let's ride with him now. And he's got the wife Lorraine and Brooke and Dylan. They'll barricade for him as well. And he's got himself a very fast one. Will he come around? Will he come around? Will he come around? Oh, that beast says, just leave to me. He said, I'll just take my time. And now Beards IMAX, Rodney McKinnon. Come on, Lorraine, Brooke and Dylan. Ride with him now. Ride with him. Get out the glasses. Champagne Campdrafting.
Last night here in the NG Stadium, ladies and gentlemen, we only saw 3 people complete the course. Tonight, our first 3 have got their beast and put a score on the board, with 2 getting it through the gate. This man here, Rodney McKinnon, made what luck on the second peg.
Yeah, a lot of luck, mate.
Your heart must have missed a beat. That beast just sat back, but your horse just sat back with it. It was like he was watching and he knew his job.
I think I missed 2 beats. But anyway, he ran round and kept going, so thank God for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands for Rodney McKinnon as we go back to Jimmy Callanan.
Okay, the scores come through now for Beard's Eye Max and Rodney McKinnon of 19 for cutout, 63.5 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, a total of 86.5 points. 86.5 points for Beard's Eye Max, ridden by Rodney McKinnon. Number 4 in the draw for round 4, this is Gerald O'Brien from Miller's Forest, the horse trainer, with O'Brien's Gigolette. Steps out now onto the dance floor here on this magnificent stadium. And O'Brien's Gigolette around the first peg they come. And look, he got it all under control. Gerald O'Brien, they do the changeover. The horse changes strides. Now goes around. Oh, look here for a second peg. He comes around. And Gerald O'Brien and O'Brien's Gigolette, they've got it all under control, boys and girls, mums and dads. We might be going to run out of wine tonight. Magnificent cattle, compliments of Ellerston, comes around. Gerald O'Brien, O'Brien's Gigolette. Can they line it up? Can they line it up? Yes, they can, right through the middle.
Sydney. Gerald O'Brien, we've talked a couple of times, but now's the night we can really talk. That grin says it all.
Yeah, I got one through the gate.
Got one through the gate, mate. It was quick, it was slick, a little left and a right, but you got through the gate. Have you done enough to get the 91, do you think?
Nah, I don't think so.
How's he gone, Jimmy?
Well, the score's through now for O'Brien's Gigolette and Gerald O'Brien of 21 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, a total of 87 points. 87 points for O'Brien's Gigolette, ridden by Gerald O'Brien. Just how good are these Pole Hereford steers? 3 out of 4 full round courses in round 4. We move on now to number 5 in the draw, Dean Turner from Dungog, the property manager. His second year here, drafting in the World Championship Campdraft. Our judges give him the nod. He makes his selection. And he comes up all right up the front here now. Dean Turner with Ted. Right in the middle of the camp here now. Goes one way, goes the other, blocks him up. Steps out now onto the dance floor here on the NG Stadium, and Ted says, let's go. And Dean Turner says, now's the time to sit and go. Oh, a nice little bit of anticipation there from Dean Turner. They get 2 out of 4 for the course. Now about to do the changeover. Now they do the changeover. He says, I'll sit. But he said, I think I'll go hard and try and pull up a few more points. And has come up for him too. Dean Turner from Dungog. What can they do now? Come on, Jess. Ride with him. His lovely wife, Jess. Come on, stay with him, Jess. Ride with him. Ride with him. Get out the glasses. Oh, another champagne campdrafting run with that dash of Tyrrells.
Well, they said at Ellerston once that they wanted to get 15 runs to get up to the gate. Dean Turner gives us another full score on the board, mate. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Timmy. Just good to be here.
It's hard work out here drafting. I don't think people realise how much energy it takes from horse and rider to put it all together.
Yeah, it's a big effort. Everyone involved and different sort of scenario here with the big crowd, so it's great.
Hey, Sydney, how about you give Dean Turner a big round of applause?
Well, the scores come through for Dean Turner with Ted of 18.5 for cutout, 63.5 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, a total of 86 points. 86 points there for Ted, ridden by Dean Turner. Well, we go to the upper hunter of New South Wales. Josh Barnett was simply irreducible. The camp drafter, rodeo rider, workshop supervisor, and simply irreducible. Comes right up the face of the camp. Simply irreducible. On the very best, right in the middle of the yard, goes back across. Oh, yes, and things are looking good. He steps out now. Oh, the beast nearly waits for him to catch him up. Okay, now Josh Barnett are all around the first peg they come, and they're travelling too, and Simply Irreductible said this feels good out here. Around the first peg they come. Things are looking pretty good. He's got the groom, the manager, and his great partner back. She's riding with her. Sit on the chair there, back up in the stand. I can see you from here. Now, come on, Simply Irreductible. Now, Josh Barnett. Oh, get out the glasses. Can he do it? Can they do it? Can they do it? It's looking. Oh. Well, he was going for the big points.
Well, very close there, Jim. We'll get the score there for Josh Barnett as we move now to our next competitors. They make their way into the camp. This is our only female competitor here, Jim. This is Kyra O'Brien, and she rides a good horse called Bennett. She's from Miller's Forest as the Kelly boys bring that steer back to the backyard. Back down to Jim Callanan with the score. Thanks, Jim.
Okay, the scores come through now for Simply Irreductible and Josh Barnett of 23 for cutout, 59.5 for horsework, 3 out of 4 for the course, a total of 85.5 points. 85.5 points for Simply Irreductible, ridden by Josh Barnett. So we go with our only lady competitor here in 2025, Kyra O'Brien with O'Brien's Might. The great lady competitor over many years from Miller's Forest. The better half of, you seen Gerald go there a little earlier. A great horsewoman, and she makes her selection. And Kyra O'Brien, right up the face of the camp, and look at O'Brien's Might, calls for the gate. And come on, let's start to ride with her. She's got herself a fast one. And look at O'Brien's Wyatt. Wyatt said, just leave the footwork to me, Kyra, and you just come along with her a little bit. You do the anticipation and I'll do the footwork. Now, comes around the first peg. Kyra O'Brien, O'Brien's Wyatt. Come on, boys and girls, mums and dads. Let's cheer her on. Let's get right behind her. She's a lovely lady. This could be a lovely run. Look here. Let's ride with her. Ride, Kyra. I can't hear you, boys and girls, mums and dads. Ride, Kyra. Ride, ride. Oh, give her a round of applause there, Sydney.
Well, as our only female competitor, and she is tough on herself, I know she's going to be disappointed with that, but I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, Kyra O'Brien, a true competitor. Congratulations.
Thanks, Tim.
It's a tough sport. You're out here with all the boys, you're holding your own, and it's a great team and family event.
It sure is, and they're all great. They all help out. It's wonderful.
The camaraderie is unbelievable. Hey, Sydney, our only female competitor, let's make her welcome Kyra O'Brien.
Okay, the scores come through now for Kyra O'Brien and O'Brien's Wyatt of 21.5 for cutout, 59 for horsework, 3 out of 4 for the course, a total of 83.5 points. 83.5 points for O'Brien's Wyatt, ridden by Kyra O'Brien. Well, we move on to number 8 now. The horse trainer, Grazier from Tamworth. Wyatt Young with Metallic Storm. He calls for the gate. Oh, he just gives a little bit of a bump. He goes out. Now, Wyatt Young and Metallic Storm around the first peg. And have a look at this horse. He stretches out. Says, just leave things to me for a moment, Wyatt. Now, around the first peg they come. They get 2 out of 4 for the course. They do the changeover. Things are looking good. And he says, just sit a little tiny bit. Just sit. Oh, he says, let's go. Let's go. And some breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is Wyatt Young's birthday today. Can he put 4 on the board? Can they do it? What a birthday present! What a birthday present! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you!
Oh, you're getting serenaded by the voice of campdrafting. Wyatt Young, could you ask for a better birthday present?
Nah, none better.
Mate, that is a very slick run out here in the NG Stadium. How do you think you went?
Oh, I hope pretty good, but it felt good, yeah.
Looked good, felt good. Ladies and gentlemen, has he done enough to beat the score of 91? Let's hear it for the one and only birthday boy, Wyatt Young.
Well, the scores come through for Metallic Storm and Wyatt Young of 24 for cutout, 64 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, and you can light up the candles with the top score at this stage of 92 points.
New leader in the competition.
For Metallic Storm, ridden by Wyatt Young.
New leader, hey Wyatt, you did enough. 92, the highest score all week so far. Congratulations.
No, thank you. It Yeah, no, it felt really good.
Tell us a little bit about this beautiful horse. He's got a team of people behind him, owning him and producing him in your family.
Yeah, no, there's a syndicate that own him. There's 6 of us involved, and they've backed me from the start. I'd like to thank them and everyone at home. And no, he's a dream horse.
How is it? Your godmother's here, campdrafting alongside you. Family affair. It is so wonderful to have the team support.
Yeah, both my godparents are here, and it's a great feeling to be down here with them, and it's been watching them for years.
Back to you, Jim.
Okay, thank you, Tim. Okay, Jack Cable now with Yarra War Gunner. Right up the face of the camp they come. He calls for the gate. Goes back the other way there now. Blocks him on the far side. This is Jack Cable with Yarra War Gunner. Oh, and he's just going to cut inside. And Jack said we won't go any further.
We'll come back down there for a score for our last competitor, Jack Cable. Next to go in the camp, Jim, as the competition rolls on, Tony Mortimer, been competing here for many years and lives at that little village just outside of Newcastle at Soldash. Back down to you, Jim.
So the score there now for Yarra War Gunner, ridden by Jack Cable, of 21.5 points. 21.5 points for cutout for Yarra War Gunner, ridden by Jack Cable. Yes, and we go to number 10 in round 4 of the World Championship Campdraft, kindly sponsored by Tyrrell's. And I hope you all at home are sitting back watching round 4 via live stream and sipping on a Tyrrell's. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. So Tony Mortimer, he's about to get the nod from our camp draft judges, Michael Hayes and Brett Smi. So Tony Mortimer with trigger, about to go into action. The plant operator, horses, camp drafting, Ari's hobby. Comes up the face of the camp there now. They call for the gate. They make their way out onto the dance floor here in the NG Stadium. And he says, I'll just sit back here a little bit. And Trigger says that's a good idea. Around the first peg they come. They get 2 out of 4 for the course. Now Trigger, Tony Mortimer, they do the changeover. They line things up around the second peg. The polar steer goes up a little bit of a notch and comes around, but look at Trigger, right up on the beast's shoulder. Can they do it? Can they move one around? Can he move it around? So just a little bit out of bounds, and there goes the stock whips by our camp draft judges.
Well, we'll come back for the cutout score there for Tony Mortimer, moving into the camp now as a past winner. He's probably forgotten how many camp drafts he's won in his career, this next competitor, folks. He comes to us from Coolah, out in the Central West here in New South Wales. This will be Troy Palmer riding Blue Tunes. Back to you, Jim.
Okay, the scores come through for Trigger, ridden by Tony Mortimer, of 20.5 points. 20.5 points there for Tony Mortimer and Trigger. Well, like you said, Jake, how many camp drafts has this man won? It'd be a very, very good batting average. So Troy Palmer with Blue Tunes, the horse trainer from Coolah.
Well, our pickup boys, the Kelly boys, working pretty hard to get these cattle out of the arena. Brett Smi, you're not going to like this, but mate, welcome back. One of our judges here this year, mate. Great to have you here. Competitor, now judge.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to be at Sydney, that's for sure.
How good was Wyatt Young's run to see a 92 on the board? Anywhere in camp drafting, a score of 90 or above is just an outstanding demonstration of what we're trying to achieve, you know, the pursuit of perfection.
Yeah, there's been some, and tonight in a whole, it's been a pretty good night. So this is what we strive to put forward for people to see.
The cattle play such an integral part of that, and we saw the Hereford come out tonight. We all saw them walk out here, and all the riders, their eyes lit up because they just walked out with that kind eye, with that look of, yeah, we want to be hard and quick enough but submissive enough to follow off the horse.
Yeah, absolutely. They've definitely made it for some pretty good camp drafting tonight, that's for sure.
Mate, tell everyone from here in Sydney, where's home for you?
Gunnedah.
And what do you do up there in the beautiful part of the Liverpool Plains on the Namoy River?
So I manage a property, yeah. A grass-fed beef, yeah, enterprise.
Day to day using horses up there because they are part of your everyday work life.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. I get to use them every day and enjoy them every weekend, so I'm very fortunate.
When you go out and draft on the weekends, all your friends come together. You can do some serious miles though, can't you? You'll leave home on a Thursday or a Friday. You might drive 4, 5, even 800 kilometres to get to a draft and then go back and start work again.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just what we do, what we enjoy. It's a family sport for us, and it's what we've grown up doing, what we love.
To be asked to judge at the Sydney Royal Easter Show, it is an accolade that is pretty special.
Yeah, definitely. This is the highlight of my judging career, that's for sure.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, he looked at me as if to say, Tim, get away from me. I don't like being on a microphone. Brett Smi, mate, so wonderful to have you here. Thanks for your expertise as a judge, and good luck for the rest of the evening.
No worries, thank you.
Can't have competition without judges, and between him and Michael Hayes, we are very, very grateful.
Okay, thank you, Tim. And the man of the moment about to go into action, Troy Palmer with Blue Tunes from Cooler, and right up the face of the camp, and look at the footwork on Blue Tunes. And Troy Palmer, he knows what it's all about. No better competitor under pressure. Comes across field. Now goes across. Now back into the centre of the yard. Outside now onto the dance floor here in the NG Stadium. Competitor number 11 in round 4. And look at Blue Turn. Says, hang on, Troy. Just sit a little tiny bit. He said, I've got it all under control. Around the first peg they come. Troy Palmer, he does the changeover. And look at the second peg. It's going to come off. Right. Oh, yes. Takes the leaves off the second peg. Now 3 out of 4 for the course. Come on, Sydney boys and girls. Wife Fiona and the kids are at home watching their live stream. Come on, Blue Tunes. Come on, Troy Palmer. Get out the glasses. Oh, magnificent champagne. Camp drafting and overflowing with Tyrrells.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, you have just seen one of the best in the business, Troy Palmer. Mate, congratulations.
Thanks, Timmy.
How special is it for you to have Fee and the boys sitting over here in the Martin and Angus stand here live watching you?
Yeah, awesome, mate. It's awesome to have everybody here watching.
And, mate, you've been drafting here for many, many years. A question was asked before. Can you put a rough number on the number of drafts you've won in your career?
We've won a few, Timmy. We've had a few rough trots and a few good ones, but we've won a few.
We've won a few. Hey, Sydney, you've seen one of the best in the business. Put your hands together for Troy Palmer.
Okay, the scores come through now for Blue Tunes and Troy Palmer of 22 for cutout, 63.5 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, a total of 89.5 points. 89.5 points for Blue Tunes, ridden by Troy Palmer. We go to number 12, Matthew Holtz with Hazelwood Country Blues. The horse trainer from Jindera, a long-time competitor in the camp draft industry and the Australian Stock Horse Society events. Been there, done all that, and here he is in round 4 for the World Championship Campdraft 2025. Just doesn't want to come out at the moment, but he says, I'll give him a little space. Comes out now, and Hazelwood Country Blues and Matthew Holtz steps out now. He says, I'll just let him run on a little. Now they start to move in, and finger touch control on the reins. Now round the first peg, they get 2 out of 4 for the course. Now Matthew and Hazelwood Country Blues around the second peg. Now, can they get the 3 out of 4? They're looking pretty good. They can ride now. And his wife, Fiona, in the grandstand. She'll be riding with him now. Come on now, let's ride with him. Let us all ride with Matthew Holtz. Now they come around towards the gate. It could be another one. It could be another one. It's looking good. It's another one. Champagne Campdrafting.
Well, I know this man, and he is a fierce competitor. It can be so tough when you're in the camp. Walk with me here, Matty Holtz. Mate, you get the gate, you get a score on the board. Another great night of drafting. Great to see some high scores on the board from some of your good friends.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a great round. A couple of really good rounds with Wyatt and Luke. And, yeah, just it's a good night of drafting. Cattle have been really good.
Great to see you and Fee down here. You come up from down in the deep south of New South Wales, down near Holbrook. Professional rider, mate. We look forward to seeing you at the top of the leaderboard tomorrow night.
Hopefully. Thanks.
Back to you, Jimmy.
Okay, the scores come through now for Hazelwood Country Blues and Matthew Holtz. Of 18 for cutout, 63.5 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, a total of 85.5 points. 85.5 points for Hazelwood Country Blues, ridden by Matthew Holtz. Well, we go to the north coast now of New South Wales. Tim McCarthy from Kempsey, the grazier, and with this wonderful gelding here now, Sterling. Right up the face of the camp. He says, yes, I'll block him here and I'll block him there, and he calls for the gate. This is Tim McCarthy with Sterling from Kempsey around the first peg, and the steer says, it feels so good out here. And Sterling says, yes, it does. And he said, I'll put you around the first peg. They do the changeover. Now they do the changeover. They get 2 out of 4 for the course, looking to make it 3 out of 4. And the steer's not going to run on for him. And Tim McCarthy says, that will do, Sterling and I.
Right, we'll come back to you very shortly, Jim, there with a cut-out score there for Tim McCarthy riding Sterling. Next to go, Warrick Lawrence from Rosebrook, just outside of Maitland in the Hunter Valley, and rides Hunterview Royal Check. They've been very consistent this week, Jim.
So the scores come through now for Sterling, ridden by Tim McCarthy, of 21.5 points. 21.5 points for Sterling, ridden by Tim McCarthy. Exactly right, Jake Smith. Been very consistent. And I've never seen him a time when he's never been consistent. Warrick Lawrence with Hunterview Royal Check. He's about to get the nod. There it is from our judges, Michael Hayes and Brett Smi. Hunterview Royal Check about to go into action. Round number 4. Right up the face of the camp they come. Hunterview Royal Check. Warrick Lawrence in the saddle. Comes around. They step out now onto the NG Stadium in round 4. And look at this. They're going to tighten things up around the first peg here. And Hunterview Royal Check says, yes, we'll just sit back here. The chestnut ball in the red and white pole, Hereford steer. They get 2 out of 4 for the course. He's going to oh, no, he's not going to run on. And Warrick with Hunterview Royal Check will say that will do us for round number 4.
Well, the final competitor moves into the camp, and he's from Bow Desert in Queensland, folks. Up there in just outside of Brisbane, Brett Welsh. It's his first time competing, and boy, oh boy, he is excited to be here. He's one of the real larrikins in the camp drafting industry. Rides a horse called All Stars Halo. Back down to Jim Callanan.
Okay, the score's through now for Hunterview Royal Check and Warrick Lawrence. A score of 16 points for cutout. 16 points there for Hunterview Royal Check and Warrick Lawrence. Yeah, we go over the border into Queensland. Brett Welsh, All Stars Halo, first year drafting here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. Got his lovely wife Mel. Summer and Darcy are at home watching via live stream with Nan and Pop as they step out now here in round 4. And All Stars Halo and Brett Welsh, they come around the first peg and certainly got a very fast travelling one. And All Stars Halo said, come on now, you just come with me, Brett. Now around the first peg they come. He's going to tighten things up around the second peg, and they've got a very fast travelling one. Come on, Mel, ride with him. Darcy and Summer will be riding in Queensland with him. Come on, All Stars Halo. Can you do it? Come on, Sydney, boys and girls, let's ride with them. Let's ride with them. It's looking good. Oh, yes. Come on down and fill up the glasses with a glass of Tyrrells.
I just had in my ear, we've got the New South Wales Police here. They had the radar gun on this man as he was cantering around the arena. The smile says it all. The quickest man out here tonight. Brett Welsh, walk with me this way. Congratulations, mate.
Timmy, this is a moment I've lived for, to come down here and have this interview with you riding back.
Mate, I just said to the girls and boys, I counted out, they had this radar gun on you. You were doing about 45 kilometres an hour at one stage there. You were flying.
Oh, mate, it's the atmosphere, the people, everyone at home, and like I said, the legends before us that have drafted on this hallowed ground. It doesn't get any better.
Mate, it's a family sport. The kids are at home. I know they're going to want to shout out.
Yeah, Darcy, Phillip at home, and Summer. It doesn't get any better.
Ladies and gentlemen, his first time here in 2025. He's a Queenslander. Let's show him how we cheer from New South Wales, Brett Welsh.
Okay, the scores come through now for All Stars Halo, ridden by Brett Welsh, of 21 for cutout, 61 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the cause, a total of 86 points. 86 points for All Stars Halo, ridden by Brett Welsh. And we know a big team, Ellerston, sitting in the boardroom up there on the big screen, and we thank all those people up at Ellerston watching round 4, a big number of all the staff up there in the boardroom at Ellerston Pastoral Company in the Hunter Valley. We thank you for your support, and we can nearly see you from here up in that great part of the Hunter Valley. So many thanks again to Mrs. Packer and Gretel, Scott Mitchell, and all the team. We've got that message, and we welcome you, and we hope you're sipping on a Tyrrells as well as you're sitting in the boardroom up at Ellerston watching on the big screen.
Well, while we get ready for the presentation, Michael Hayes, you're not going to get away from this, mate. What a night of camp drafting we saw here tonight.
Absolutely sensational, mate. It was a pleasure to judge.
To see nearly 3/4 of the field get up and either split the gate or get it through, it is very rare that we see that level and that standard.
Yeah, full credit to the cattle owners, mate. They were excellent line of cattle, and yeah, competitors did a great job.
What a score from Wyatt Young, a 92, as I said on the mic before. That score would rival with any competition anywhere in the country.
Yeah, he's on fire. He's hit a purple patch, hasn't he? And it's great to watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, our judge, Michael Hayes. We'll go over to Jimmy Callanan for the presentation.
Okay, to do the presentation of round 4 of the World Championship Campdraft, Councillor Jamie Bell and Councillor Duncan McIntyre. Also here, Councillor Chris Eagleton. Well, we're here with the winner, and I bet Wyatt Young, you think I'm going to talk about camp drafting. But anyhow, Wyatt, what a birthday present. Happy birthday, Wyatt.
Thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, no, it's a bit of icing on the cake.
Well, tonight, no doubt you'll be having a Tyrrells with Amy.
I guarantee there will be something, yes.
Now, we'll just go back to camp drafting, magnificent run, but the cattle. Now, a big team of the Ellerston staff are in the boardroom watching on the big screen. What do you want to say to those people at Ellerston about how good the cattle are?
Oh, look, Jimmy, it's a credit to Ellerston and the Packer family and everyone involved up there in the Hunter Valley at Scone. And no, look, they came out tonight and they certainly showcased what our great Australian sport's about.
The great competitors like yourself, and there's another 14 of them here, the great horses, just makes everything so great and all comes together.
Yeah, 100%, Jimmy. You know, from the cattle owners to the horses, to everyone involved, we wouldn't be able to do what we do every weekend.
Okay, congratulations, and once again, many happy returns of the day, Wyatt.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Oh, Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, the World Championship Campdraft run said, one and done. What an experience here in the NG Stadium. A 92 for our winner here tonight, Wyatt Young. Well, that concludes our equine competition. From the Droughtmaster Australia broadcast box, on behalf of myself, Tim Drevman, Emma Irene and Jake Smith, it's been a pleasure to present all of the activities here in the main arena. We'll be back from 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, but do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because the nighttime entertainment, it's about to get electric here. Enjoy the rest of the night, Sydney, and we look forward to being here again tomorrow.